Hey everybody, it's Caleb Leverett, and I'm going to make this one a lot shorter than the last two or three. I have created a Patreon account. I've been thinking about it for a long time. It just wasn't the right time. I didn't know what to say or what to do. With everything that's happened this year, with the shutdowns and my kids being all big now, it has become very evident to me that my professional services as a Caterpillar diesel engine field service mechanic for a career of about 25 years, my services are no longer needed, or there's just no demand because there's not much of an oil field. That being said, I've talked about this before. My fight in the family court itself, with my goal, my stated goal a long time ago, even before I did YouTube stuff, I just want my kids to know their dad. And I've succeeded. All four of my kids know where their dad is. This next step is the ongoing crap with the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton. On July 1st, coming up on three years, July 21st of 2017, I was awarded primary custody of my then 14-year-old son, Blaine. And I've had custody of him ever since. A couple months later, in October, we went to mediation, and all back child support was agreed gone. All current child support was agreed gone. There was a little bit of like a $200 a month that I had to pay in medical, but no child support. Judge Billingsley signed it, and she gave her blessing. I thought everything was great. Cool, that's over with. Well, the Attorney General's office still, to this day, 3 years later, has refused to update my account. Ken Paxton's office will not, for whatever reason, after 3 years, will not update my account. My bank accounts were seized. I cannot renew my passport. I put two of my trucks, the only two things of any value that I've got left, I tried to put those into my name. I never received the titles, so I can't even sell this field truck, this work truck that like I've said, spent 25 years collecting tools to put in it. If you want to see the tools I've got in it, look at my video that I've got up about 3 years ago called I'm a Deadbeat Dad, and I kind of take you a little tour around what all I've collected. Back to Patreon. I didn't know what to do back in the day when I've heard about it, and I didn't know how to, it just wasn't the right time. It seems like it is the right time now. As a young man, I never in a million years dreamed, hey, I know, I want to grow up and be a family court activist and go broke and have everything any and all of my possessions taken away from me. I never thought that this would be where I am. At the moment, my channel and whatever donations I wound up getting through Patreon and through, I just made the Cameo thing. I got that started up a few days ago. This is it. This is all I got. And believe me, of all people, I know how overused the whole hashtag please donate is. My God, I know. Back when I was still working in the oil field, it would come in spikes. I'd work and work and work day in, day out, and I'd get these big, nice checks. And I follow a lot of my friends online, and I would send money to people. I've never actually signed up for a Patreon per se, but I'd always send X amount of dollars to so-and-so who's in a bind, to so-and-so who just needs a little help paying rent or a utility or something like that. But those days are gone. This is it. Honestly, at the beginning of this year, before the shutdown happened, I thought, if it'll just hold out for the rest of this year, I can hopefully retire with at least a meager nest egg. And boy, was I wrong. So here I am, trying to change the system, not just for me, because it's not just me. I'm not the only parent in Texas that goes through this crap. I would venture to say 1 out of 4, 5, maybe even 1 out of 3. Ask around at people you know in Texas and how they have dealt with the Attorney General and how they've been treated. Ken Paxton was arrested 5 years ago, shortly after winning his first election. He was booked. He was shortly let go because of his position, and it was on felony fraud. There's still open cases. They've moved the venue from, he's from Dallas or somewhere. They moved it down to Houston. Now they've moved it back. But whenever it finally happens and he is actually going to trial, I fully plan on being there. I want to make it known who this man is and what he does. His Sunday posts with his name plastered at the bottom is not who this man is. He doesn't care about me or the thousands of other people he's treated just like me. I just happen to be one of those guys. I got lucky or got loud many years ago. My situation's not unique. I've said that 1,000 times. It's not. It happens all the time. What they do is they threw me in jail hoping that would embarrass me. It would shame me. And it did shame some of my friends and even family members. I was the first one in the family to ever get thrown in jail. But you know what? I didn't look at it as a shame on me. I looked at it as a shame on Judge Rex. I looked at it as a shame on the system for me being put in jail for being a good dad. I came out with the moniker that was giving to me, the Notorious Dad. I ran with it. And I get it. Most people don't want to put all their crap out on for the whole world to see, but I didn't even care. I was losing anyways. So what I'm asking is for donations from people who are financially stable. And I will say this right now. If you're coming to me for help or advice, you're broke and I don't want your money. I don't. I'll talk to you. I'll message you. I'll occasionally make phone calls. I do that all the time. But if you're broke and you've got child support you can't pay, or you're behind on rent, you don't know how you're going to get, milk money or diapers or whatever, the new younger people who are just entering what I entered in a decade ago, if you're struggling like that, I don't want your money. I want you to keep it. Because I've been in your shoes. I would make a little bit. I'd have these good paychecks occasionally. I would work 80 to 100 hours a week back some of those times, but I wasn't in the position to give like I'd like to. I'm asking for donations from people who are established. There are good people out there who are established that have not had their financial lives train wrecked like I have and so many others, yet they still want to do something positive. They want to help out a little bit. Thanks. Those are the people I'm targeting, and yes, I'm formally asking for your donations so I can keep this up and make sure once and for all that justice is served to Ken Paxton, the Attorney General of the state of Texas. I'm still kind of new at Patreon, as far as seeing there's all these different tiers. There's $5 tiers, $10 tiers, $15. I even put one on there for $100 a month. I called it the Sledgehammer. I don't know what to offer. I'll do things like, for instance, many of you noticed my comment section in my YouTube channel keeps getting turned off. That's not me. I'm not doing that. YouTube's doing it. I've been in contact finally with somebody at YouTube. They confirmed, yeah, it's not just you. We're taking the comment section off millions of people. Now, whether or not you or I agree with that is not part of this discussion. If you have certain questions on the different tiers, I'm going to start answering those questions in the tiers as an incentive for people to help me out and get a monthly donation. I'll occasionally update anything that I find out on court cases with Ken Paxton. It's looking like I'm going to have to fire up the whole get out there with signs and activism. If and when those things come up, those will be on the Patreon account. If you many for my Ron Paul people, I am old school 2012 Ron Paul guy. Somebody was asking me the other day about my t-shirt that I was wearing, the Casa Bonita. I bought that shirt when I took the kids on a vacation in our motorhome about 5 years ago to Casa Bonita, which is a restaurant in in Denver, Colorado. It was made into South Park made an episode about it. The kids and I were into South Park. I took them there. So there's a little nugget. Small things that I'll start answering in the Patreon. Again, I totally get it that people get so sick and tired of, these philosophers that just want to get paid to write poetry and basically do nothing. I've got these big swollen hands for a reason. I've got this nasty big 1-ton truck for a reason with all the tools. I have worked. I have created things and fixed things. Like I said, I've done about 5, maybe 6,000 field jobs, mechanic jobs in my career. And the oil field will probably come back. It always does, but I'm not a young chicken anymore. I'm 43 years old now, and I'm tired. I'm real tired. But I'm not giving up, because I don't want to be homeless like anybody else. I've got dreams and aspirations, things I want to get done, things I want to do. I've got places I want to see. My second biggest popularity as far as countries for my channel is England. I cannot wait to go to England. I've talked to so many people over there, and not just England, just all of Europe in general. I want to see it, but I can't. I'm stuck. For 3 years, Ken Paxton will not, and I believe it's deliberate, which if you ask me, that's criminal, will not update my status. At first, the first year, I was getting the excuse of, well, we're behind. We're just overwhelmed. We're booked. Well, it's funny, child support payers, when we say that, we're behind, they don't care. They issue warrants and put us in jail all the time. So 3 years, there's no excuse. Even with my own lawyer, there's no excuse left. There's none. There's no excuse to go 3 years without my status being updated. As it stands right now, I am technically a deadbeat dad. And I refuse to accept that. I joke about it, but I refuse to accept that. I'm not. I'm a lot of things, but a liar and a deadbeat dad ain't one of them. One last thing, I told you about that $200 roughly a month that I was ordered that I agreed to pay at mediation for medical, not child support, medical. I am being upfront, honest. I've not paid 1 damn cent towards that, nor will I pay 1 damn cent towards that until I'm made whole, until I get my titles to my truck back. My status is updated. I show a 0 balance. Until I'm able to get my passport, I refuse to pay 1 more cent, not 1 more damn dime, on any kind of support, because after all this mess, the attorneys, they always get paid. The judges have always gotten paid. The attorney generals and all his workers, everybody always gets paid. Everybody gets pretty much, nothing changes except me. No one else has to suffer through this crap. Yes, the kids did. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm the one stuck, still to this day, having grown kids. I'm the one stuck having to deal with this crap. And it ain't just me. It's thousands of others. And if you live in Texas and this stuff has happened to you, I want to hear from you. Back when the Parker video went wild crazy, I had people making videos about, yeah, me too, and sending them to me. most people don't want it published, but whether you make a video or write to me, yeah, me too, that happened to me too, let me know. And again, ask around if you know people in Texas. I'm not making this up. This is really how it is. It is really this crooked. So anyway, again, I'm formally asking for your donations, whether it's through the Patreon. If you want to give one lump sum, I'm going to have the link to my Bitcoin address. If you just want to throw in a few bucks, you don't want to fool with a monthly thing, I'll put my Cash App in there, or PayPal. I appreciate it. I really, really do. And that's pretty much it. I'm tired, but I'm going to keep going. And thanks so much for everybody who's shared our videos and who have donated in the past, back when I was raising money for lawyers and all that. Thank you very much. I've been told that even my voice sounds like I'm tired. Yes, I'm tired. I'm getting old. Yes, I don't look like I used to. That was a few of the comments in the last video. I know, I'm getting old. But I've still got a fight in me. And I'm not just some dude off the street that just decided, hey, I don't want to work anymore, give me money. No, I've worked. And I've got a long history that is completely provable. So if you are established and you would, as far as financially speaking, and you would like to help, I'd appreciate it. I really do. Again, if you're broke, paycheck to paycheck, if you're in the same boat as I am, if you're the person reaching out to me for advice, keep your money. I don't want it. This whole every one little dollar helps. Yes, it does, but I'm not going to guilt trip you people that are just as broke as I am, or especially was back in the day. I'm not going to get. I don't like when people do that. It makes me angry, to be quite honest. If you're broke, keep your money. If you're established and you just want to help a person out who's already pretty much bombed any chance I'll ever have of, quote unquote, getting a regular job, because nobody wants to hire an activist who's got all his shit out for the public to see. It's just a fact. Oh yeah, one last thing. Somebody from United States Bail Bonds made a comment on my video I put up about a month ago, and I replied to you. And what I'm getting at, whether it's you, if you are in the business of what you do is already, it's accepted, like a bail bonds, everybody just accept it, but it's also, really controversial. It's probably controversial for bail bonds people to let certain people out of jail. If you are in that sort of a business and you want to partner with me, I'm all ears. You've got my attention. If you're an attorney and you just want to be able to just get some things off your chest that you can't say because of your position in your county with your judge, and you just want to help a guy out, talk to me. So I'm also actively seeking sponsors. Whether you want your name published, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I've gone a little bit over what I meant to go over, but anyway, so y'all take care and thank you so much.